Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Urban Economic Empowerment Show. And what I'm going to do this evening, I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to do an actual live grant. So I'm going to take my time and go through this. So this is not going to be one of those quick shows, right? I'm going to share my screen. So peace, power, and profit. Thanks you for tuning in. And I'm going to go through a hospitality grant. And the hospitality grant that I'm going to go through is it's Richland County. So let's get started because it's going to take a little time for me to do it. But I'm in for the challenge. So I'm going to go to Richland County Hospitality Grant. So in my county, right, we have a couple grants that's going to open on December the 5th. I think it's December the 5th. Right? And it actually will tell you, and she has a PowerPoint up. So I'm going to click on this PowerPoint and I'll kind of go through the PowerPoint and it kind of explain what the hospitality tax is all about. So if I was you and your state have a grant, right? And how do you know which states have grants? What you can do, let's see if we can do a Google search real quick. Before I get started on mine, let's do a quick Google search, right? If someone's in the chat and they would like to actually see whether or not their county or their state has a grant, then we could do a quick Google search and we could go through it and we'll find out. All right. So let's go through it real quick and you kind of get an understanding of the information that needs to go in a grant. All right, so it says what to expect, the grant program and eligibility, payment procedures, reporting requirements, the timeline, and the Zoom grant application walkthrough. And this is specific to this county. However, you could probably the information probably rolls the same way, so you may can learn something from this particular presentation, right? So we have three major grants that is distributed in Richland County, South Carolina. We have the hospitality tax, which we call H-tax, accommodation tax, which is A as in alpha, and a discretionary grant. And then we've just added one more, which is called community impact grant, right? So the hospitality program, tax program, is funded through 2% tax on prepared foods. So programs and events that draws tourists into unincorporated areas of the county. These programs must take place in areas where Richland County collects H-tax. These programs must draw tourists who will eat at restaurants and bars. So if you're doing a hospitality tax, you want to keep in mind these are the type of events where individuals will stay overnight. So the event will probably last more than one day. Then the accommodation tax. That's tax funded through the surcharges on hotels and motel rooms. So those programs and events that draw tourists into Richland County who will generate overnight hotel sales, right? And then you have the discretionary grant programs. Those are funded through the Richland County General Fund, service-based projects that help the underserved populations of Richland County. So if you're doing programs in underserved areas, that's what this particular grant does. So who would be eligible? Organizations in existence at least 1 year before requesting funds. Proof of nonprofit status, that's where you get your actual determination letter, right? Religious organizations may receive funding if the county may not sponsor or provide financial support to a religious organization in a manner that could actively involve in the religious activity. So if the grant is to do religious activity, you can't participate. Funds must solely be used for secular purposes, and the principal and primary goal of sponsored activity cannot promote the advancement of religion. So you can't apply if you're going to use it for the purpose of religion. Richland County would not award HTACs to individuals, fraternity organizations, or groups that endorse or support political campaigns. Okay, so those individuals are ruled out. You can't apply. So who else is eligible? Grantee organizations must not re-grant county funds to other organizations. So I can't get the grant and then write a check to another grant organization, okay? All funds must be spent on direct program expenditures by the organization granted the allocation. So whoever receives the money has to spend their money on their organization. All organizations that use a fiscal agent to administer grant-funded projects through HTAC programs can only do so for one fiscal year, right? So you must be a 501c tax exempt status to receive future ATAX funds. So here's the required documentation. And this is usually the required documentations for all the programs. You got the IRS determination letter indicating the 501c3 nonprofit charitable status. Do you have proof of current registration as a charity with the South Carolina Secretary of State? You have a list of organizations, current board members and directors, recent 990 form, or if you file a 990 postcard, attach a financial report showing financial status. We talked about financial reports before. Richland County business license or business license assessment survey form. All right, so here's the eligibility criteria for the HTACs. So projects to be funded by hospitality tax funds must result in the attraction of tourists to Richland County. Per the SC Code of Laws, Section 61730, revenue generated by hospitality tax must be used exclusively for the following purposes: tourist-related buildings, including but not limited to civic centers, coliseums, and aquariums; tourist-related cultural, recreational, or historical facilities; beach access and renurturement; highway, roads, streets, and bridges providing access to tourist destinations; advertisements and promotions related to tourism development; or water and sewer infrastructure to serve tourism-related demands. Here's some more eligibility criteria. Organizations and/or projects funded by ATAX funds must have as their primary mission the attraction of tourists to Richland County. Priority will be given to organizations and projects that have the following characteristics: will generate overnight stay in Richland County lodging facilities, will promote and highlight Richland County's historical and cultural venues, recreational facilities, and events, and uniqueness and flavor of the local community. Activity meets service type activities outlined in the organization's missions, long-range plans, goals, and objectives. Provides opportunities for underserved populations in Richland County. Provides solutions by way of systems or approaches that can prevent mitigation or resolve individual, family, or community problems. Organizations must apply for either one or two or three funding options. Richland County Council shall make all awards pursuant to the grant program. Organizations receiving ATAC funds will not be considered for funds unless waived by majority vote of the council. Funding priorities of the hospitality tax. Priority will be given to projects promoting dining at restaurants, cafeterias, and other eating and drinking establishments where Richland County collects hospitality tax, unincorporated Richland County, town of Eastover, and Richland County portions of the town of Irmo. Generate overnight stay in unincorporated Richland County lodging facilities, and promote highlighted unincorporated Richland County historic and cultural venues, recreational facilities, and events, and the uniqueness flavor of the local community. Funds will be distributed with a goal of 75% dedicated to organizations and projects that generate tourism in unincorporated areas of Richland County and in municipality areas where hospitality tax revenues are collected by the county. ATAX funds must be used to attract and provide for tourists and must be spent on tourism-related expenditures. So basically, define travel and tourism as an action or activity of people taking trips outside of their home and communities for the purpose except the daily commute to and from work. Looks favorably upon projects that generate new hotel room nights, solid that plenish the ATAX fund. Encourages projects which add to the financial support contributed to the project by private and commercial industry purposes. The committee would not consider applications that contemplate using any portion of the ATAX fund to retire old debt or to cover previously incurred expenses or operating losses. Oh, thank you, James. Thank you for tuning in. It looked like it's just me and you. Eligible expenditures, hospitality tax. Funds must be used on the following items. All right, so this is where it gets really important when you're writing out your budget. So you can use the money for advertising, promotions, marketing, including designing, printing, postage for items mailed to attract tourism. At least 70% of marketing expenses must be paid to advertisement outside of Richland County. Security and emergency service. So if you have to pay for security, like the sheriff, or any law enforcement that need to come out. Entertainment, speakers, guest artists, entertainment expenses should be more than 50% of the total request amount of the grant. Venue fees or rentals, transportation or accommodations, food or beverages, staging or fencing, 20% of operational and maintenance of tourism-related buildings and cultural, recreational, or for historical facilities. All right, so the ATAX. So here's what you can use the ATAX on. Advertising, promotion of tourism so as to develop and increase tourist attendance through the generation of publicity, promotion of the arts and cultural events, construction, maintenance, operation of facilities for civic and cultural activities, including construction and maintenance of access and other nearby roads and utilities for facilities, criminal justice systems, law enforcement, fire protection, solid waste collection, the health facilities when required to serve tourists and tourist facilities, This is based on the estimate percentage of costs directly contributed to tourists. Public facilities such as restrooms, dressing rooms, parks, and parking lots. Tourist shuttle transportation. Control and repair waterfront erosion and Operation Visitors Information Center. My location in Lower Alabama, Mobile, Alabama commercial and residential investors. Real estate is affordable, best kept secret in the game. Right. I bet. Coach is in Alabama. He's in Birmingham. He has that disability intellectual company. All right. So what can you not spend the H tax or A tax on? Promotional products or paraphernalia. So shirts, cups, t-shirts, things that you're going to give out at the event, you can't spend the money on. You can't spend it on insurance and licenses. You can't spend it on invoices or expenditures incurred prior to or after the current grant period. Salaries for positions other than advertising, promotions, marketing, security, emergencies, or operation and maintenance. You can't spend it on those type of salaries. Decorations for events such as event supplies, holiday ornaments, and accessories. You can't spend it on that. Gift cards and cash payments, you cannot do that. Signage, banners used at the event, you can't use it on that. Programs, you can't use it on that. Okay. Discretionary expenditures must be consistent with the application budget. So whatever you put in your budget is what you can spend your discretionary money on. Projects of event venues will not be paid directly by Richland County. Project or event vendors. All vendors paid through grant funds must be licensed by the appropriate authorities. So if you paid somebody, they need to be licensed. The budget should reflect in financial terms the actual cost or achieving the objectives of the project proposed in the application. So yeah, you put that budget together, and whatever you put together and say how you're going to pay it, that's what you do with that one. So what's not eligible? Invoices outside of the funding year, fundraising projects. That's interesting. Debt reduction, endowment, development, medical research and health related issues, conference travel, reimbursements, lodging and meals expenses, conference underwriting or sponsorship, gift cards, awards, prizes, and cash payments. So those are the things you can't spend the money on. All right, and everything else is kind of specific to our area. So let's see. Yeah, so that's the hospitality grant. Now let me actually show you. Messed up. Let's see. I'm going to show you the application. So the grant period opens up in December. Let's see if I can get the application without. See if I can get the application without logging in. Let's see. All right. Let me see. Okay, yeah. I was trying to see. Okay, so this is a clear understanding of what the budget worksheet should look like, right? And then you put your other funding sources there. It's not very difficult. I wanted to see, I thought maybe they was going to show me the application. No, they don't. I thought I was able to get the application without logging in, but I don't know if they're going to allow me to do the PDF. Let's see if I could get, let me see if I can see the PDF anywhere. Okay, here it might be right here. No, that's the payment form. I want to see if they have the actual application out there somewhere. Sometimes you look up and you might see the let's see, you might see the PDF. Oh, yep. I think this is it. No, it didn't say it. But the easiest thing about this is that you could write up the grant. Okay, you have to go online and get it. So you could write up the grant, right? For a festival or, some type of conference, anything of that nature, and you could pay for everything you need. And then you could charge, and that's how you make your money. Because they will pay for basically all your advertising, your billboards, radio ads, and everything. They will pay for your entertainment. They will pay for all of that for people to come in, and then you just put a price tag on it, and that's how you make your money back. That's how you make your money. So you could charge people to come in. You could charge your vendors. That's how you make your money. So you can find a location, put on an event, and boom, make it happen. All right. Let me blow this up right here because this is important. And this is kind of how the budget narrative will go right here. See, they would just pay for these things, and 75% of the money you have to spend it on advertising, which means you'll be out advertising outside the area of where you are. And you could, get you a couple some good music artists, and you can make it happen. You can definitely make it happen. Let me see something. And 50% of the money, you can't spend more than 50% of the money on entertainment. But you could get a good artist. Shoot, you could get a banging artist if you write this thing up right. You really can. Let me see. You can't discriminate. Let's see. No person is based on da, 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 da. Let's see. I'm looking to see if I was looking for one more. Okay, yeah. I was trying to see if. So yeah, I'm gonna write this up. And I'm basically just gonna go through the matrix right here. It's evaluation process. And I'll look at all of these questions and I will answer every one of these questions. And that's how I will actually come up with the actual grant. All right. I'm by myself. So I'm going to take a little break. I'm going to get my template together. I'm going to get my thinking cap on, and I'll be back on the live because I'm up and I probably won't be asleep. So I'm going to either go through the entire thing on tomorrow or today. Let's see. I'm going to Google real quick because I want to see if there's any other states that has a hospitality tax. So states with hospitality tax. Tax grant. Let's see what comes up. We got hospitality. Let me put list states. This all South Carolina. You mean to tell me some of y'all other states just don't give back? List. So if you want to know, we doing list of states with hospitality grants. Let's see. Honey. I guess I would have to put the state in. Oh, that looks like Pennsylvania. PA. They have a sales use and hotel occupancy tax. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a grant. Let's see. I guess I'd have to list them in. If you guys are interested, you got nonprofit organizations, you may be interested in those different grants. Let's see. Oh, let me show y'all one other thing that I learned last night. You guys might be interested in. Let's see if I still have the website up. Yep, I think I still got the website up. Where's it at? Where's it at? It is called, what's it called? Field in Empowerment Fund. Right here. So if you went to this site, these are some grants you can apply for. It's the National Community Reinvestment Coalition. National Community Reinvestment Coalition. And I think that if you're a for-profit, you have to be the CDFI certified, but the certification period is closed. But if you're not, you could be a non-CDFI. This is for the nonprofit individuals. Let's click right here. Let's see. I don't think this thing is. So they gave a little webinar. So you could be a small business if you're into like affordable housing and things of that nature, right? Let's see. Let's see. It's spinning. Let's see if it'll play.
All right. So welcome again to the Field Empowerment Fund webinar. My name is Ibijoke Kimbawale. I'm the Director of Community Impact here at MCRC. And today we've got a couple of presenters joining us. Jesse Vental, our CEO, and Louise Ortiz, a Senior Grant Specialist here within the Community Impact team. So I want to go over a couple of housekeeping items with you today. If you can keep yourselves on mute for the call, we will have an opportunity for Q&A. We'll take a pause throughout the sections to make certain that you're able to ask those questions and come off of mute and introduce yourself. We'll also be monitoring the chat live, and so as we go throughout the presentation today, if you have any questions that you want to dump into the chat, feel free to do so. We'll do our best to respond. We'll also be certain to respond directly to application inquiries as they pop up on your screen. Alrighty, so today we've got a really cut and dry agenda. Jesse will join us for some remarks about the Morgan Stanley CBA that has really led to this opportunity, and give you guys some critical feedback on how your organizations may be able to support our CBA processes in the near future. And so after Jesse provides his remarks, I'm going to dive right into the grant overview. And from there, Louise will start to go over our submit system, which is our new grants portal, and we'll dive right into the application. And as I mentioned, we will have an opportunity for Q&A at the end of today's presentation. And so it looks like Jesse has joined us.
I'm here. So sorry for the delay.
No worries, Jesse. I'll kick it over to you.
Sure thing. Well, thanks, CBJOK, and thanks to the team. Nice to see so many people on the call. I'll be really brief. So this opportunity comes out of a community benefits agreement that NCRC did with Morgan Stanley. We've done a number of these agreements with various banks. And one of the things that we've learned along the way and heard from our members is many of our CBAs create new opportunities, philanthropic opportunities to work with banks in a different way. But there was a need and a desire to make sure that there was a pool of philanthropic capital that the bank did not control that could be devoted to things that were important to NCRC members. And within that, there are some confines and restrictions from the funder, but that's how we ended up in this CBA from Morgan Stanley with this pool of philanthropic capital, which we call the Field Empowerment Fund, which EBJOKI and the team administer. So that's kind of the background and backdrop. We do want to appreciate those of you who have been involved in our community benefits agreements, the organizing around those, and would encourage you to get involved and remain involved. This is the kind of thing that we can organize around and win together, and certainly not limited to just these grant funds, but the many other things with many other institutions that we have gotten all along the way. So just want to thank those of you who have been involved. And if you're new to us, if you're new to NCRC, connect with an NCRC staffer about how you can be involved in future community benefits agreements campaigns. So once again, just thanks to those of you who were involved in this one, and I'll turn it back to you, Jackie, and the team.
Thank you so much, Jesse. We really appreciate you joining us today. Alrighty, guys. I think it's time for us to do our deep dive into the application, of course. So I'll start by saying, as Jesse mentioned, we received a $5 million commitment from Morgan Stanley for the Field Empowerment Fund. We are in our second and final round of this application. And so a little over $2 million will be allocated, as we've allocated $2.7 million in the first round. And this is the final opportunity for this particular funding. Awards have been spliced apart and for 9 non-CDFI organizations and CDFI partners as well. And so the award opportunities do range from $50,000 to $125,000 for our non-CDFI nonprofit partners, and $50,000 to $300,000 for our CDFI membership. 3 critical focus areas for us on this opportunity are going to be affordable housing, small business, and housing counseling. As many, if not all of you, are members of NCRC, then you're aware that our programming overall is very robust in this area, and we really do appreciate the technical assistance and support that our on-the-ground organizations are providing in these areas, and looking forward to highlighting this work and supporting innovative programming in scalable manners. So the selection process for this is really going to include an interdisciplinary team of professionals within NCRC. For proposals, we really are looking for scale, implementation, impact, and innovation. The goal here is for us to plug into some existing programming that we can help our affiliates either grow, increase in their community, possibly replicate in other markets as it pertains to the aforementioned focus areas. So I'm going to turn it over to Louise, who will cover our new grants portal and show you guys how to get signed up and registered if you already haven't done so, and some key features of the site, how to navigate it and download those applications and the other technical assistance components of the site. Louise?
All right, thanks, EBJK. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Luis Ortiz. I'm a grant specialist with NCRC. And like EBJK mentioned, I'm going to briefly go over the submit.com system, which we use for the grant application process. Then I'm going to go over the the actual application for the FEF grant. And you'll have some time to question and Q&A session after we go over that information. And so what you're looking at now is pretty much the submit.com system. When you get your link to apply for the FEF grant, this is where the link would lead you to. At this point, you would click view applications and it'll take you to the next slide. And this is the homepage for the Field Empowerment Fund application. You'll see that there's a deadline of July 29th, 2002. By the end of the day is the deadline to submit your application. When you first log into the system, you'll click the apply link and it's going to ask you to enter some information the first time that you click this link. So it's going to ask you for your name, your email address, and then it's going to take you to the following screen, which is the actual application. So a couple things that I wanted to discuss on this particular screen. If you notice on the right-hand side, you're going to see all the questions. You're going to be able to scroll down to see all the questions that you need to answer for this particular application. And in the middle of the screen is the question that you're on. So for example, you're on question 1, they're asking you for your organization's full legal name. Once you enter that and click next, it'll go to the next question. I also wanted to, if you go to the next slide, EBJK, there you see that arrow pointing to the little menu icon there. That menu icon allows you to do a couple of things. If you just, if the toggle list option allows you to do away with the right-hand side questions on the screen. If you just want to go ahead and answer the questions one by one in the middle of the screen without seeing the list of questions on the right-hand side, you'll be able to toggle that on and off. Another feature of the system is this system does allow you to begin the application, save your progress, and come back at a later time to complete the application. So you don't have to sit down for an hour or two to complete the application at one time. You can actually save it and come back to it. Another thing that I wanted to discuss, if you click the preview button, it'll take you to actually the following slide. EBJK. And this is you'll see this screen, and if you scroll all the way down when you're filling out the application, it would allow you to, it'll give you an option to download the application in PDF format. We've heard from a lot of our members saying that they like to print it out and review the application before taking a deep dive and filling out all the questions. So once you hit that preview button, it's going to take you to this screen. And once you scroll all the way down, you will see the option to download it as a PDF. So still on this screen, as you can see, that this system will tell us who's applying, when the application was started, And when the application was completed, it's recommended that you start this as soon as possible, just in case if you have any questions regarding any particular item on this application. That'll give you enough time to get in contact with myself or EBJOK, so that we can help you navigate through that information. Next, okay. Okay, so this is the executive summary. Very straightforward information. It's going to ask you for the organization's legal name, your acronyms, mailing address, phone number, your website if you're a 503c nonprofit. So very straightforward information. Continuing on to the next slide, it completes the remaining executive summary. EBJOK, can you forward to the next slide, please? Okay, so it asks you if you're a member of NCRC. It asks for primary contact information, name and email, and also ED's name, email, and phone number. So just make sure, we want to make sure that we reach out to the appropriate person in the event that we need some additional information or have any additional questions on your application. I know a lot of the times the EDs aren't always the ones that are providing the information or submitting the application. So just make sure you provide us the name and email address for the contact person on this application. Next slide. The last question here, purpose of this funding, including brief description of the population and geographic areas that you'll be serving. Next slide. Okay, so this is section 2. This is the narrative section of the application. A lot of these questions are very straightforward. Some you may have some questions about. So what we're going to do is just going to briefly go over all the questions, and at the end of this section, we'll just pause for a second, see if we have any questions on any of the items in this particular section, and then we'll move forward to the next section. Question 15, first question of this section, it asks if you're a CDFI or not. And this is just a multiple choice. Most of these are multiple choice or narrative formats. Question 16 asks what your project types. So there's, as EBJOK discussed, there's 3 project types. Either you're going to be working on housing affordability, small business, or housing counseling. Next slide. All right. Briefly describe your organization's history, mission, and goals. So, sorry. Give me 1 second. I just lost my screen. All right, there we go. All right. So briefly describe your organization's history, mission, and goals. The following question is briefly describe the role of your organization's board of directors, including how your board carries out its responsibilities for financial and programmatic oversight and fundraising. Next question, briefly describe how the population you serve is involved in the work of your organization. Briefly describe your most significant collaborations and partnerships with other entities in your field or geographic area. Okay, and then what metrics will determine the success of this project? So that's a very important question. We have funders that we need to report back to. So it's very important to have clear metrics on how successful the funds that you receive were used on this project. So the description of the metrics that you'll be using to see how successful this project was. Next question, what problem or needs does this project address? And then the following question asks about, next, what is your proposed solution to that problem or need? Okay, so make sure you split those up. A lot of times you want to give the solution to the problem in the same question, but it's actually broken down into two different questions. What is the plan for implementation of this project? Let's see. is this project new? It's just a yes or no question. If it's something that you've already been working on and the funds are going to be used to kind of help out with that project, you would answer no. If this is a new project that this fund is going to help to start up, obviously let us know. Are there additional partners who you are working with for this project? Okay, and that's, I believe that's the last question to this particular section, the narrative section. So just wanted to pause for a second. Wanted to ask if there are any questions on this particular narrative section of the application that EBJK or myself could help clarify.
All right, so we do have a couple here, Louise. One question is from Simone, that your organization is a 501c3 with many local offices. Are we eligible to submit applications for different local geographies? Yes. And so I would say this application process, we're looking to hit our objectives in terms of our focus on racial equity in the 3 focus areas. Again, as I mentioned earlier, for our selection criteria, impact is an area that we care significantly about. I would view something like additional geographies, working with multiple partners as an area of impact that would demonstrate significant impact on an application. I'm going to hold off on the second portion of our questions as they do pertain to sections that we're going to overview in a moment. And the question does clarify, it should if you're working in multiple geographies, do you need to submit multiple applications? No, there's not a need. If you are an organization and you have branches, it's fine to submit a single app. Just identify what those branch locations may be. If you have affiliates, identify who those affiliates are and how they connect to the work that you will be performing. It's not really the intention that you're granted and you sub-grant your grant to other entities to perform the larger body of the work. However, collaborative proposals within branches and with other affiliates or external partners is something that's more than welcomed within this application. All right, I see another question from Sue Ortiz that says we have received the CDFI TA award and are working to complete the certification application. We are operating our small dollar loan program as a licensed lender. I believe we are considered a small and emerging CDFI or SCCA. May we apply as a CDFI or do we need to be fully certified before checking that box? I would say a part of your application in section 6, we do want to see an attachment of your CDFI certification. And so I think that it's pretty much the criteria for that. I know that CFI applicants, they do have a larger threshold for this award opportunity than our standard nonprofit partners. And so we will want to see some certification. I'm happy to offline possibly look at the materials that you're referring to, Sue, but at the moment, we are requiring fully certified CDFIs for those applications. Is there a word or character count for this section? There is when you toggle into the narrative questions that are open-ended responses. The word limitation is going to be 2,000 characters for any open-ended response. If it's not numerical, a yes or multi-select question, it's going to be a 2,000 word character limit. All right. Can more than one person access the application at a time? Yes, you can. Have multiple people working on the same application at the time for your organization. Everyone should, however, have their own submit.com account, and you can identify team members for your organization. And if you need some assistance with that, feel free to send us a support request to impact@ecrc.org. And yes, for clarification, again, it's 2,000 words, not characters. I understand the letters and the periods add up, but it's a 2,000 word limitation. It's not, someone said, did they hear me correctly about the pass-through? We recognize the need for contracts as it pertains to opportunities, but we're not, it's not the intention that we are making grants that the larger body of the work will be sub-granted out. We do want to see a lot of the impact taking happening within the organization, and that you can have partners and affiliates. Not that we don't want to see a combination of we're making a grant, then you've got an indirect off this grant that goes out to other folks. Unless if you have any more direct clarification you need on that, Linda, I'm happy to noodle through some of that with you, but it would certainly want to see a healthy mix of the agency that we're granting.
Hey, Brandon, you had a question? Okay.
Funds, conducting work. All right. So I think
Hey, Mo.
These might be the questions.
Hey, you had any questions?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I thought I was talking to you. I had a question as far as the application process where they were talking about name the collaborative, I guess, entities or groups that you worked with before in the past. Is that optional or was that just?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
It was optional.
That's optional. Yeah, you don't have to have anybody that you worked with in the past. So I actually came across this particular grant. Someone asked me to help them with their budget.
Mm-hmm.
And they gave me that log on, and I was like, so I started being nosy. What is this? And when I tell you, as a matter of fact, I'll just back up for a second. So I had gone through and I was like, what is this coalition thing? So I went through it, and right here, as I strolled down, I came across this part right here. It says, creating a just economic through racial equality. Morgan Stanley commits to an economic viability of minority and underserved communities, directly supports the purpose of the Community Reinvestment Act. NCRC is proud to administer $5 million fund for community development organizations advancing racial equality. So I was like, oh, that's where they've been hiding the money. So Community Reinvestment Act has a lot to do with reparations. Not reparations, I'm sorry. Well, it has a lot to do with financial institutions who played a part in slavery back in the day. That was their way of giving back to underdeserved communities. So they put it in the form of what they call the Community Reinvestment Act.
Mm.
Now, the banks have these grants, but they don't advertise them. So as you can see, Morgan Stanley, right? This group right here, this, hold on. And I need to go ahead and join. Let me just join this thing. This group, which is called, let me go back up, the National Community Reinvestment Coalition, is how they like a middle person to disseminate the funding. So of course, these are the three areas they're focused on, right? Which is mainly our biggest issue, housing, right? And small business, but it's not limited to that particular program.
Right.
So I'll click here for the small business. So you can see for the small business, entrepreneurship for women and minorities are crucial in the world. Boom, 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 boom. just economy includes ecosystems of entrepreneurs who have access to tools, capital, knowledge, networks to create supportive environment in which to grow their businesses. But that's not. So when you go down, you see, okay, because what happened was the reason I started getting inquisitive because they had asked her to upload her CDFI certification. And I was like, well, what is that? So when I came to look, I noticed it said, okay, a CDFI applicant is the small business ones. They have to certify to get that as an application process, but it's not open again. They closed it from October to April 2023.
Mm-hmm.
And the non-CDFI are nonprofits because they said we didn't have to have one. And I said, are you sure? So I was like, well, let me go look. So when I went, because I didn't know anything about this application. So I came and I looked and I was like, oh, okay. So she's in her final running. So she got contacted again to say, hey, we're interested in giving you this grant you submitted for in July.
Mm-hmm.
Can you give out? Oh, look, someone in the chat knows a lot about it. They do give out about it. So I just found out about it. Nene Stone, thank you for the information. And that's how I found out. But also I found out, let me go back up. Let me find it. It's a link and it'll tell you all the banks that falls underneath it, right? So they have all of these different things going on. So I was like, oh, let me do some digging around, So we applied because we're trying to buy a facility for a food program. And so that's why we applied.
Mm-hmm.
And everything. And so when I was going through it, and I don't know a lot about it, I'm just learning. That's why I was playing the video. They were going through it. You could become a member and everything. And I said, on Wednesday, I'll go through this site and snoop around. So this is the award they got for 2020. They got that $5 million from Morgan Stanley. So 2023, it's probably going to be another bank, of course. So, and if they only selected, check it out now, if they only selected 30 organizations for $5 million.
That's a lot of capital people missing out on.
Yes. And I don't know. This is the people for 2021. So this is the people they got awarded for 2021. These are the different groups that was awarded. Because of course, now on the for-profit side, I think they awarding some of them to be lenders to smaller organizations. So we're looking into it, of course, for the for-profit side. And they're trying to fund the USSs, but how many USSs you think? I mean, the people who you got a lot of people who boots on the ground and doing a lot of work in the community that has no clue. And I wish they would sometime tune in to the show so they can get a clue.
Not many. Yeah, no.
So I'm looking into it for, especially this part right here, learning and training, the Reinvestment Act, definitely Community Investment Act, because I think that's more on the grants side of the house. So I'm gonna, I don't know if they're giving courses or they got upcoming courses. So, I sure want the tools on the Community Investment Act because, this is of course how you're gonna learn how to increase access to credit, capital, and affordable ownership. You don't better get it unless you get in the know, right?
Right. I'm sorry. Again, what was the max they can give you? As far as grants?
That was Oh, wait a minute, go back.
You should say
But
50.
for nonprofit, I think, yeah, no, that was the minimum. The nonprofit was 50 to 125.
Okay.
It was 50 to 125. And the for-profit was I think it was up to 500,000. Right here. 300,000. So 50 to 300 if you were a certified member, and if you were not, then up to 125. But I could take that 125.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's still not bad.
right. So for small businesses, but let me show you, because it's something else. Okay, community development fund. There's another area. How did I get there last night? There was an area and it showed me the banks. So I know that the banks here in the care, and then you know what? I think I went to frequently asked questions. Let me see. Went to frequently asked questions. And I think that's how I got it. So this is a portal you would register for, because I went into hers last night, and you register for you go in and you fill out the grant, but there's a part, let me go back. I think I went to frequently asked questions. It was in the guide. I think I went here, and then there's an Excel spreadsheet that popped up. And I actually ended up on the Treasury, US Treasury website. Hold on, I'm gonna find it. I was like, let me go to the frequently asked questions. How did I end up there? I was on the US Treasury website. I went to events, and then I went to upcoming events. And then here I went to, no, it was news. Wait, do I have two different websites? Was it news? In the news or the press releases? Let's see, in the news. And then, look, NCRC announces 40 billion community benefits plan. Capitol Hill. Oh, yep. Let's see. Capitol Hill Committee questions bank branch closures in Black America research. Hold on. Let's see. I think I had came across the news. Man, I should have saved that website, because it led me to.
I was gonna say, if you know how, you can just check your history. Was it last night or the night before?
I don't know how to check my history on this Apple.
You don't have like 3 dots on the side?
No. Oh, I do have 3 dots on the side. Hold on. I think this might be it. Customers and community wins 40 billion in tangible commitments from pending bank merger. Where did I get this stuff from? Okay, let me go to the history. Here, like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's all the bid and stuff.
Recently closed. You said that was yesterday?
Yeah, it was yesterday. Oh, this is the recently closed. Okay. I think I sent it to somebody. Hold on. Let me stop sharing on here so I can check my email real quick. I think I sent it to somebody yesterday. Because I was like, U.S. Treasurer. Development. Yep, there it goes. Right here. All right, so when you go to, I know what it was, when you go to the CDFI, which is a Community Development Financial Institute Fund, that's by the U.S. Department of Treasury. That's how I got to it. I was looking to see what the certification was about. And when you go to the news and you go to announcements, is it announcement I went to? Or did I go to upcoming events? It would tell you the different banks that see, they got a merger capital magnet fund award. They have a webinar on the 5th. I'm gonna try to attend. And then there's a conference call to stakeholders on the 8th. There's a part that gives you the banks. I think they might be right here. Let me see. This is it. And it tells you all the different banks in your area. Yeah, that's offering funding in your area. So all of these banks, so I think I put in Carolina. Let's see. So all of these banks right here, well, it didn't give me the statewide. So this is the, I guess, TD Community Development Corporation. They got 100 million nearing Greenville. And so they gave the money to Carolina First Bank. And I suspect now they're holding these funds. So I suspect theirs are to, divvy it out. That's how much money they have that they can, I guess, push out in the community.
Yeah, disperse to the community.
Right. And then there's another one. Now there's another list that I looked up. And this list had the banks on it. Hold on. Let's see. We did that one. Let's go. Man, I should have. You know what? Next time, I'm going to have to do an email to myself and put the links, because I had pulled up and it showed me all of the banks in your state that were allocating funds. Because I know the 3 banks in Carolina where you could, if you're a small business and you have a, good business model, they lending money. Let's check this one right here. So this one, Treasurer announced $5 billion in new market tax credit awards to revitalize low-income and distressed communities. So if you have, I guess, a company that goes around and building and changing things and all that stuff, because you talk about revitalization. Let's see who they awarded. We can find out. So let's see who they awarded. So all of these different banks have money. So you see what I'm saying? So all these banks have money to divvy out in order to revitalize the area. But you'd have to go, if you were a company, that was doing that type of work, then these are the people you would go through for funding. Let me back up a little bit. It says a new market tax credit program helps economically distressed communities attract private investment capital. This federal tax credit helps to fill project financing gaps by enabling investors to make large investments than would otherwise be possible. Communities benefit from the job associated with investments in manufacturing, retail, and technology. Communities also benefit greater from access to housing and public facilities such as health, education, and child care. let me make this a little bigger so I can read it.
And this is all a grant.
When I think this one, let's read it because I'm not sure on this one. It says through the NMTC program, the CDFI funds allocates tax credit authority to community development entities through a competitive application process. CDEs are financial intermediaries through which investment capital flows from an investor to a qualified business located in a low-income community. CDEs use their authority to offer tax credits to investors in exchange for equity in the CDE. With these capital investments, CDEs can make loans and investments to businesses operating in distressed areas that have better rates and terms and more flexible features than the market. The NMTC program helps offset the perceived or real risk of investing in distressed and low-income communities. In exchange for investing, the CDEs investors claim a tax credit worth 39% of their original CDE equity stake, which is claimed over a 7-year period. In addition to receiving a tax benefit, investors have the advantage of entering new unsaturated markets before their competitors nearby, increasing their chances of success. The NMTC program enables investors to gain recognition for supporting the revitalization of America's communities. So basically, the big dollar companies will invest in smaller companies in these low and distressed, low income communities. And because they invested in them to do whatever it is that a company is doing, they get a 39% tax credit. And we wonder why the rich gets richer.
Well, that's part of the game right there.
Yeah. So it says for every $1 invested by the federal government, the NMTC program generates over $8 of private investment. Since its inception, the NMTC program has supported the construction of 77 million square feet of manufacturing space, 118 million square feet of office space, and 77 million square feet of retail space. So basically, if somebody want to buy, they say they buy the block, right? Look at this. In 18 rounds to in 18 rounds to date, the CDFI fund has made 1,461 allocation awards, totaling $71 billion in tax credit authority, including $3 billion in Recovery Act awards and $1 billion that was specifically set aside for recovery and redevelopment in the wake of Hurricane Katrina. $60.4 billion in new market credits have been invested in low-income communities since the program inception through year 2021. So, I mean, they put the money is out there, urban and rural investments. So those people who out there building, not quite in your neighborhood, but close to it, this is the money they're using to do it. This is where they're getting them dollars from. What about education or local police departments? And I have developed an anti-active shooting program for schools too. Yeah, so there's a grant I just talked about earlier that it don't open till July though. You have to tell me where you're located though. I thought you just said that it's 3 a.m. So you're overseas. applicants versus allocatees. 199 CDE applied for allocations, requesting a total of approximately 14.7 billion in allocations. The CDFI fund made allocation awards totaling 5 billion, or about 35% of the total amount requested by applicants, to 107 CDEs. And these people are certified. So minority or native owned or controlled entities. For the 2021 round, 51% of highly qualified minority or native owned controlled entities received allocations, compared to 58% of the highly generated applicant pool, qualified applicant pool. In total, 21 allocatees or minority CDEs and received allocations totaling 980 million. I wonder who they are. So I also, when I was on this site, this treasurer site, let's see, I still didn't see that one link that I was looking for though, because they had the banks that were lending funds. It came through the Treasury Department. Anyways, it's a lot of little stuff out here. I didn't even know anything about this. It's a lot of money that's being lent in different areas, different little impact areas. And let's see, the CDE. So it's two different type of certification. Is a CDE certification and it's a CDFI certification. So while the other certification, you're bidding contracts, these certifications are lending out money for you to get out there and do your thing. Yeah. Ain't that something? So
That
much.
is.
There's so much. What have you been up to, Brandon?
School, watching the market, placing some trades.
So this right here, before I forget real quick.
Oh, I was gonna say, did you say this? Did you bookmark
I know,
this?
let me bookmark it if I forget. This right here, okay. This right here is, you know how people always asking, how do I get a small business loan? I need a small business loan. I need a grant, this and whatever. This is where it's at. This is where it's at, And the other thing I was gonna say, that's the reason I say, when we have the reparations conversation, and I always say they hit our reparations already in programmatic money.
Yeah.
This, when I read this, that's what that reminds me of. When I hear low in distress, I'm like, I'm telling you, they didn't hear all. Think about all of the money I just mentioned, billions and billions. Any state. Let's see what Illinois. Look, they got 520. So amount of the NMTC investments, 42,712,611. Right. These are the number of individuals that actually have been able to get loans through this program. This is in your state, Brandon. Y'all got 529 in 29. So all these folks have money to give out, right? To give us some type of grant. Let me just pick one. We don't want to choose the church. Let's choose this one. Let's see. So if they give them, so my question is, once they get the funds, are they to so it's a loan fund, but are they to loan out the money?
Yeah. So then it being a loan, is that a certain percentage too?
Probably the discretion of the bank. So it says, use the CDF-5 Fund Searchable Award database to find organizations that have received awards from the CDF Fund's various award programs, including Bank Enterprise Awards, Capital Magnet Fund, CDF-5 Bond Guarantee Program, CDF-5 Program, FEC Pilot Program, Native Initiatives and New Markets Tax Credit Program. Use the map searchable display all awards and impact data information for a certain state or the advanced search function to find awards based on other criteria. Please note that awards in the U.S. territories can be found using state drop-down lists or by using the search functions. So what I'm wondering is that when they get these funds, are they tasked to then issue out loans in the area? Okay, Nene Stone says, I know someone got a CDFI 50K loan. She didn't even have good credit, just a good business plan for an ice cream shop. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's what I'm saying. So she's CDIF certified. I would like to talk to that person if they don't mind wanting to come on one of our shows, because I'm definitely interested in it. Yeah, that's and great. That's what I say when I've run across a lot of program funds, and people don't like to hear it, but I'm like, yo, they putting out all these programs, low and moderate income, low and distressed, you name it, and they pushing out this kind of money. Guess what, man? They're saying y'all not even taking advantage of what we already got out there for you. They're making you, put in for it and work for it. So you talk about, you said, what about Georgia? If you talk about 50,000 for ice cream shop, you know what you can do with that? I need 50,000 for my smoothie shop. Honey, and we already make money from it. Let me tell you. Well, we had them little vans running all around. So I'm trying to understand it better, huh?
No, I was gonna say, so for this, if you do get the loan, you have to use the old loan.
No, it's a loan, so you could take your time over time.
Okay.
It's capital.
Okay.
So you only got 2 banks in Georgia with some monies in Atlanta. So let me see. I want to go further to see if those particular banks have an actual grant. I'm trying to see. I want to understand it better. So that person, man, if they could come on and tell us about it, that would be great. We need to start and call them. We trying to learn.
You think you call up the bank, they can ask a couple questions?
I would. I would. I mean, I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna figure it out one way or the other. This bank got a scholarship program. Maybe they put their money. I don't know. It probably is low interest. I'm not sure. I'm learning it right now. I just came across this information. Community development, giving members more control. Let's see. I'm learning it. We'll be fine. I'm gonna keep probing it. He said, I'll ask her that. I'm not sure. I know she mentioned she went in to her local CDF office, not directly to the bank. Oh, so there's a such thing as CDFI offices. I don't even know that much. I'm learning. Let me see. CDFI office. Columbia, South Carolina. What? I didn't even know. You taught me something. I got somebody who needs to get some funds right now. I didn't even know. So Charleston, So community development financial institutions are specialized community-based financial institutions with a primary mission to promote economic development by providing financial products and services to people in communities underserved by traditional financial institutions, particularly low-income communities. CDFIs include community development banks and credit unions and non-regulated institutions such as nonprofit loan fund or venture capitals funds. The greater let's see. Who's in the Carolinas? Business Carolina Incorp in Columbia. I have no clue who that is. I think I seen that SCCB. What? You done taught me something here. Honey. Honey. Let's look at these folk right here. Carolina. Business Carolina Incorporated. Company offers Business Carolina company profile. It offers 50,000 to 5 million to small business. Get the hell out of here. Girl, I don't know if are you a girl or a guy? I don't even know. But you done gave me some info. High five to you. Honey. I gotta go to the restroom real quick. Hold it down for me, Brandon, real quick. I gotta go to the restroom.
I don't know how.
Just talk about something. I don't know. A girl. I got you. Thanks, sis. Say something, Brandon. Talk about the market. I'll be right back.
All right. For those, I see if I can go to YouTube right quick. Phone. See who's in the chat.
Let me stop sharing. You go.
No, I'm on my phone. I don't have anything to share.
Okay. Well, I'll share it back till I get back.
No, shout out to everybody in the chat still. Again, this is a great opportunity, great time in history. If you guys ever want to get into the stock market, it's relatively low. There's a certain amount of vehicles that you guys can actually invest into. One, if you're part of our group, we have the Stash app, where you're able to get into fractional shares, and that's the easiest thing ever. People ask, "Oh, how much you need to invest in the market?" Well, with this, you only need no more than $1 to invest. You know, it's take your time when it comes to investing in the market. As far as the stock app, if you want to go look crazy, get yourself a brokerage account. Brokerage account has numerous of possibilities of endless opportunities as far as investments, as far as, I don't want to say hiding your money, but allocating funds where it's not tampered with Uncle Sam almost. And that's weird for me to say it that way, but Mo is going to explain it when she gets back. As far as taxes, I mean, you can use if you have a Roth IRA, and I think everybody knows about the capital gains tax scenarios. If you don't, come back. Oh, brother Greg, the REITs are good, man. I'm still looking up REITs right now. I mean, no, not hide your money, bro. I mean, you can never hide your money from Uncle Sam's, but I mean, like, tax avoidance, and I'm talking about tax avoidance versus tax evasion. You got to know the difference between the two. Rich people do tax avoidance versus tax evasion. That's what I meant when I say hide your money in that aspect. But the REITs is another thing. If you open up a Roth IRA, which is tax deferred, and then you get yourself a REIT. Well, if you get a REIT outright with an actual brokerage account, going to be taxed on that REIT within the actual brokerage account. But if you put it within your Roth IRA, you only get taxed one. So there's no double dipping or double taxation within a REIT within your Roth IRA. So that's what I mean by, tax avoidance. But I mean, the REIT search right now is good. I think REITs are good right now when the market goes sideways. Obviously, if you have any options or if you're familiar with options, a couple option plays or a couple option strategies can help you out as well. It's a wonderful time to start learning. Again, don't be scared of it. You're if your number one fear is losing money, well, you lose money every day. Like Oba always says, you lose $10 on a chicken sandwich, or you lose $20, gambling at wherever, or you lose $150 when you buy shoes and somebody scuffed them up, the first go around. So, I mean, be smart with your money, especially in these times. You guys got any questions for me as far as like investing, understanding the market, try to dissect what Jay Powell was talking about? Mo, you back? Molly?
I'm back. Hey.
Oh, you back?
Washing my
Okay.
hands. Washing my hands.
Well, right quick before you get back, Mo, could you explain tax avoidance and tax evasion?
Well, you
How
fired.
they sound the same but different.
We gonna look it up.
Okay. You said I was fired?
Let's see.
You say that website?
Yeah. Oh, that one? I think I did that one already, huh? Oh no.
Yeah.
That piece. That was the specific to the state. That's why.
Yeah, right. You lose if you let the money stay idle.
Wastewater all over my laptop. So yeah, let's see what they say. So they say tax fraud occurs when tax documents are falsified. This always results in a felony charge. On the other hand, tax evasion occurs when illegal means are used to avoid paying your taxes. This can include failing to file your taxes or not paying your taxes at all. There it is. If you falsify documents, tax fraud. If you just don't want to pay or don't file your taxes, tax evasion.
Right. But I was saying majority of people who have money go more the tax avoidance route because they can hide their money within their Roth IRA and just live off of that capital gains tax.
But is it really hiding? But wait, is it really hiding?
It's not hiding, but a lot of people say it's frowned upon.
Well, that's on them.
Right.
If you don't need, the only people that's going to say that is those who live in check to check.
That's true, yeah.
But it's an investment. That's where I plan on putting mine.
Yeah.
Yep, right there. Because if I get blessed in these next few months like I'm supposed to, that's where it's going. They was like, you think I was like, no, because I'm gonna have you deposited straight into this IRA. I ain't crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So someone says, what's your thoughts on the chair's statement? I didn't even watch I guess I need to listen to it, huh?
Who was it, Jerome Powell?
Yeah, you watched them today?
I watched a little bit of it. I mean, it's the same conversation. I think
Um,
he feels a little bit more confident in the market, but yet still we still have all this, economic headwind that's still coming down the pipeline. Um, not even including the housing market. Um, what is it? The job numbers went up a tad,
mhm.
I guess, but it's still not where it needs to be to fight inflation.
We ain't making no money.
Right. I mean, and then again, they're still working off of lagging indicators from 2 or 3 years ago, or not 2 or 3 years, but 2, 3 quarters ago.
Right.
And then what they said the this rally, I guess, for like Black Friday or this retail. Yeah, it did $1 billion, but I mean, I think that was a Christmas rally. I don't think a lot of people is gonna spend a lot of money for Christmas or even travel for that matter this year.
It was where I was, it wasn't no sales. So I was like, there must be people up north because we ain't got no, ain't nobody had no, I went in the stores. I was like, where the sales at? And it was
Right.
like, girl, please. I went in Walmart. The girl said, girl, you had to be here at 6. That sale is over. 6 to 6:30. No signs up, no Black Friday signs up, no nothing. I was like, oh my God, are y'all serious? I was looking for some outfits. Yeah, I haven't traded in the last few days.
No, I haven't either. I just been watching the market. I don't know if you've seen that thing I posted in the chat, the wreath.
Mhm. What's going on with that?
No, I was just looking at different strategies I can use when the market goes
Oh, okay.
sideways. And
Oh, okay.
in the REITs, are your baby driven, you love dividends.
Oh, reinvestment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he said online sales was in a billion. I'm about to say because they sure wasn't in the stores, honey. It wasn't in the stores at all. I haven't been trading, so I don't know what to say in reference to trading. I'll probably get back. I had a lot of travel I did in the last couple of weeks, so I was trying to go see Coach Prime in Jackson State, but he wasn't there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I went Monday. I was down there Sunday to forbid a contract, and I went on the campus,
Hmm.
and they listened. Like, I said, "You think they're gonna let me see Coach Prime?" And they was like, they started laughing. They was like, "No." I was like, "Oh man." I was hoping they would be practicing, and I could go and see them. But anyways, yeah. So I'm glad we went through. I'm glad I went through this. But she had a little bit more to talk about on this video. I want to hear the
Yeah.
questions and answer it in the end. So I'm gonna play that, okay?
Yeah, that's cool. My fault though. I ain't mean to stop the video.
Oh no, you didn't. I got off on a rampage doing something else. I want to play it because I want to hear if there's any what the questions and answers are, because I want to get ready for this for definitely for next year. So let's see.
For the narrative section. So I'm going to go back on mute and let Louise take us to section 3.
All right, so section 3 is the financial section. Please, just a quick description and ask you to please include the following information regardless of the size of the request. You may submit this information in any format most convenient to you. Footnotes may be used to explain budget items. So first question of section 3 is actually question, I believe it's question 27, total current organizational budget. And it's, I believe it's for all your programs, not just one particular part of of the project that you're dealing with. Maybe it's just the total organizational budget. Next question asks for the total dollar amount of this funding request. And then also the next question asks for the total project budget. And your budget must meet or exceed the funding request. The next question, it asks for revenues category. So say, where are you getting your income from? What leverage resources do you have? What income does your organization have? So you will list all your revenue sources in this particular section of the application. Below it also asks for all your expense categories. So this is going to be your budget. So first question is dealing with all your revenues, and then they want you to list all your expenses as well. Okay. Next question. Please provide a brief
So
overview.
Louise, let me double back really quickly because I know that was section 3 and we quickly moved to 4.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, this is question 4. Okay.
So let's double back. You guys have a couple of questions on the financial section. All right, so let's see here. One question. It says what is the project period for this funding and the reporting schedule? So this grant is going to be for an 18-month period at the time of award. And so there is some expectation of quarterly reporting as associated with that timeline. There's a question here that says, is there any information on how the funding can be used? And so I would refer to the budget expense breakout. And so it's very flexible. I see building materials that would certainly be something that's eligible. We do understand that some folks may consider this from construction and non-construction opportunities are eligible. Lending would be eligible. What is not eligible or the intention of the funds is not for this to sit in your accounts. We want to see that you are using this to leverage your programs. And so whether that's for your staffers in terms of salary, supplies and building, I mean, we're really flexible as it pertains to the costs that are associated with your proposal. Again, it's not going to be the interest that the funds are sitting in your accounts. We're going to want to see that expenditures are being made in connection with the expenses that you've plugged into the financial section in your application as it ties to the proposal in the narrative section. I hope that clarifies for you, Shelley. Okie dokie, revenue expense category for the organization at large or not the project. Really good question. So there's a couple of things. Let's see, let's double back here. All right, I think this is the first page. Okay. So we'll want to see the overall budget perspective for your organization. And so when you go to the revenue categories, we do want to see the types of funding that you're bringing in. Again, the intention behind this is more so a demonstration that you're leveraging our funds and have existing funds that will support the completion of your overall project. And that's not to say that we can't be the sole funder of a particular project for your organization, but we obviously don't want to be the sole funder of your organization. And so we want to see what the overall revenue perspective looks like for your company. And then we're asking, specifically about your expenses as it's going to pertain to your proposed project. You can include overhead, admin, direct costs. You can include capital costs into the budget loan fund. I think I mentioned I'm absolutely hoping to see some proposals that will include that. And there's also a question here that says that organizations that have more match, and will organizations that have more match or leverage score higher? That is a wonderful question. I again would refer back to the impact. And I think we have a couple of sections that will cover the impact a little more directly coming up in a couple of sections down the line. But I think impact for us, just some insight into that, it is going to tie a bit to the community, the number of individuals that are being served, whether that's households, markets. I do recognize that our applicants do range in terms of the capacity. For even though $300,000 is the higher end for our CDFI applicants, I will say in those instances, absolutely going to want to see some innovative and largely scalable opportunities in order to qualify for that level of funding. Okay, do we have to pick one of the three categories, or can we combine or speak to all three? You do have to pick a single category. Thank you for that question, Phyllis. And so the three categories, again, are affordable housing, small business, and housing counseling. We're going to want to see agencies focusing a project in a particular category. Again, this project, I will say, we got a lot of components that we care about. This conceptually is for organizations that are creating a just economy through race and advancing racial equity in these areas, be them CDFIs or not. And so because of the complex nature of what we're looking for from your organizations, from the impact that you're proposing, we do want to see those proposals coming in under a single category. Okay, I think that takes us to section 4.
Section 4, capacity building, okay. First question in section 4, it asks to please provide a brief overview of the strengths and major challenges facing your organization. The next question asks to please describe the specific capacity issue or need to be addressed with this request. Please list the CMS and reporting systems currently used by your organization. I think EB Jokic, would they also talk a little bit about their accounting system and how they're going to use to make sure that these funds are separate from any other income, other sources that they're receiving?
Yes, this is a wonderful point. Quickly on this section, I will say that we recognize that organizations are using multiple client management systems, whether that's a housing counseling system or an HMIS or HCS, I mean, you name it. And so on a reporting perspective, we do not want to cause an increased burden to report on outcomes and data that you simply don't collect. And so in an effort to make certain that we're streamlining our reporting process and giving you outcomes that are in alignment with what the data that you're already collecting, we want to get some additional information from you. And so that's going to be reporting systems across the board. If you're using certain systems for Fed partners and private organizations, we want to know what the system is and the reporting that you collect. And so a good example of this would be, for some of you, it may not be helpful for us to ask you if you are serving veterans. That might be way outside of the scope of the data that your organization has readily available. And so we might want to tailor your reporting a little more focused around, again, the composition of your staff, your board. Is this minority leadership? Is there female-led organizations? Are you serving, BIPOC households and communities of color? What the age ranges are? This is going to help inform some of that information as well. But yes, you're correct. You are correct, Louise. Having information on the financial nature of the organizations and the reporting systems is going to be helpful.
Next question, are there any unique demographics that your organization collects? Examples listed here: veterans, multi-race, and LGBT. Next question. Still, this is section 5, systems and reporting. What is the frequency your organization collects project data? Does your project include needs for software, equipment, or other products? Next slide. Section 6 is actually the attachment section. We're going to ask for you to upload different documents in this particular section. So the first question, the first item is a copy of your current IRS tax exempt termination letter. Okay. Most recent audit or Form 990. All right, next slide. One-page organizational chart. Short biographies of your staff and volunteers essential to the success of this project. Okay. Next. Current dated MOU or agreement with other organizations for collaborative or cooperative activities.
And Louise, I'm sorry to cut you. I think we skipped ahead a little bit, and I think we do need to take a pause.
Okay.
For section 5.
Okay.
Yeah. So let me just double back again. I don't think are there any questions? If there are any questions about the reporting and systems and reporting section, please let me know. Again, the project period is for 18 months. We're looking at quarterly requests. That would include narrative, some demographic information that we want to collect, successes, challenges, overall impact. We might, have space for attachments for any media that you guys are doing, any requests for, changes in your budget as it pertains to the project. Very standard, not a far deviation for those that have participated in the first round from what you've already done. But any additional questions as it pertains to, so there's a question here. It says, for frequency of data collection, is it for the project or organization's project? Is it for this project or our organization's projects in general? That's a really good question. I think the way that I would view this, if hypothetically, if your focus area is housing counseling, how often are you collecting and reporting for that aspect of your programming? So minimally, of course, I know you're reporting quarterly for your 9902, but are there metrics that you're reporting to funders weekly, monthly? We want to get some feedback from you guys around how often you're collecting and pulling reports. And again, this is more of a question around capacity. We want to be considerate of not, again, causing a reporting hardship by asking you to report at greater frequencies than your organization is used to reporting, and for significant measures outside of your organization's ability to collect. Okay. All right, so I think that might cover us for section 5. Let me move you back ahead.
Okay, back to section 6, the attachments. I think we went over the one-page organizational chart. Short biographies of your staff and volunteers that will be participating in this project with you. Next slide, an MOU. MOU or agreement with other organizations that will be working alongside with you on this project. For capital campaign requests only, list of members of the capital campaign committee. Okay, next question. CDFI certification, back to, I believe EB Jogi touched on this a little bit earlier. So if you're going to need to have your CDFI certification if you're going to be applying as a CDFI. If requesting funds for construction, must include detailed plans of activities. Okay. Housing counseling applicants. Let me see.
So this would be your for your housing counseling applications. There are going to be two things that we were required. It's going to be your Q4 9902, and then you'll want to provide certification for your counseling staff.
I believe that's the end of the application.
It is. So I think there are a couple of questions I missed. One question is, does the focus have to be Black or Latino, or could it be also Indigenous or other unserved populations? This is a really great question. For this announcement, we have asked that the communities that are served are LMI specific and Black and Latino populations. I will say that a growing area of interest for funding for us here at NCRC is centered around Native American and Indigenous populations. And so while I don't believe that is an express area of focus for this opportunity, I would be very open to learning and exploring what kinds of projects folks were interested in funding with these other groups. Okay, so since we're at the question component, I think I'm gonna stop sharing. And if folks have questions, I know we've answered quite a bit in the chat. If you would like to use the raise your hand feature, we can bring you off of mute and you can ask any questions that you have. One earlier question that I also still needed to address is around previous applications. So I highly encourage folks to visit our Field Empowerment website. If this is something that you haven't already done, we will continue to funnel through updates to this website. So I'm going to just share that for you now. We will have this PowerPoint presentation available on the website. That'll happen early next week. You'll also have an opportunity to see information on some of the programs that we've previously funded. Really great examples here in Washington, the Latino Economic Development Corporation and their Resilience Loan Fund. Other wonderful examples out of Oakland, California, a very impressive market and social franchising opportunity. I mean, this community, they developed their own currency. And it's something that actually was very thriving from our Black Cultural Zone grantees under the first round. Our partners at Pima County Land Trust, they were able to acquire properties, and they're working on further development in the Tucson, Arizona area. Those would be really key examples that I would mention. I will say also that this opportunity on the small business end, we're definitely looking for folks to provide technical assistance and support to small businesses. I would say those are great applicants under this opportunity. We're not necessarily looking to directly support small businesses, and so this may not be the great opportunity for restaurants or maybe hospitality direct service folks, but the larger ecosystem around these institutions and the organizations that support their work. Okay, I see a couple of questions. Okay, one question is to clarify LMI and Black or Latino, not either or. Yes, not either or. We'll want to see a healthy combination of both. I will say this, we're obviously in a pandemic, and I think a number of organizations that have provided services by and large to low income populations have seen an increase to serving more moderate income individuals. And so I recognize that there will be a healthy combination of the incomes that you're serving, but we definitely want to see applications for folks that are serving LMI groups. And we do want this to be focused around creating impact and wealth, frankly, for Black and Latino individuals. I think there is another question here. Can you talk about the source of projects of interest, you within the small business category? Yeah, I think I mentioned that just around the technical assistance providers, lending. We're very, any construct of lending models that we can support and plug into, whether that's microloans, SUSUs, if you call it. I know I don't want to share too much. I've had the opportunity to debrief with many of you that participated in the first round, and to hear about what some of your proposals may entail in terms of innovative approaches to reaching small businesses and providing your support, innovative approaches to addressing housing affordability issues within your market. And so whether that is, again, through construction, non-construction, looking into manufactured housing or not, looking into unique family compositions, advocacy in that area. We just want to be able to point back to the impact that you'll be having on the community in numbers, in forecast of overall impact and projections that you see your projects having. That's going to be more of what we're interested in. I think what will speak to reviewers on this as well is
Brandon,
Yeah, what's up?
you put something in the chat.
Yeah,
What'd you say? I can't
I
see
said,
it.
I said, what is LMI? What does that mean?
Low and moderate income.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
not necessarily organizations that are in the design phase of programming, but more in the scale and implementation areas of their work. And so have you thought?
So basically, the NCRC is funding companies or organizations to provide microloans to low and moderate income areas, businesses.
Okay. You said loans. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, this particular part, but remember they do loans and grants.
Okay.
But the small business, it would be in the form of a loan with a low interest rate. So earlier, this one. So when I looked at this, let's just dig into it. Let's go to it. What did I do with it? Let's look at it. We can find out. 1, 2. Did I already have it up? No. Okay. Let me close out some of this stuff. I'm gonna close that down. So they're giving them money to give out to us, so to speak.
Okay.
And according to the young lady that sits in the chat, her friend who got the money for the ice cream shop, you notice she said that she didn't even have good credit. She said she knew someone who got it, the CDFI, $50,000 loan, and she didn't even have good credit, just a good business plan for an ice cream shop. Right?
All right.
So if you got a good business model Um, and basically, good business model is whatever you're doing, you have to you know how to generate income. Well, that's not what I want to look at.
Well, that's the main piece of it. They just want to see a good generated income, right?
Yeah, yeah, because some people they don't understand that, and I'd be like, how you not know how to, if you have a business, you gotta know how to generate income. You can't expect someone else to fund you, and you just spend the money.
Right.
I don't think this is it. I think Carolina General Information. Is this it? I think this is it. Yeah, so let's go here. So let me see. It was, let me go back on this page so I can get back to. Where was that? Business Carolina Inc. It's the same thing. Let's see, this is the same thing. I guess that's the abbreviation. Linden provides financial assistance needed for expansion, purchase fixed assets such as real estate and equipment, business acquisition, replenishing working capital, or even debt reconstruction for owner management business throughout the Southeast. Our business loan products, many with long-term, not offered by traditional banks, ranges from 50 to 10 million. Our average business loan is 700,000. We've helped thousands of entrepreneurs develop and hold to their dreams for over 20 years. As an independent owned business, BCI Lending understands how important quick response and personal services can be the bottom line. That's why our loan committee at BCI Lending is comprised of only senior management who personally assesses each application. Okay, yeah, so let's see. So, business loan explained. Small loan program. Why small businesses need fully monetized loans. Small companies are sensitive to demands on cash flow, particularly during the early startup years when business can be unpredictable. BCI Lending extends loan terms that can assist in the financial stability of your business by lowering debt repayment requirements, debt service through fully monetizing. I always say that wrong. Loans. Simply put, debt service is the total principal and interest payment due monthly on a loan. A fully amortized loan reduces your company's monthly repayment of debt, likely financing your home or car through consistent, truly long term. There's a significant difference between a fully amortizing loan and the type of long-term business loan banks make. When a bank presents their version of a long-term business loan, it will compute monthly payments based on an extended amortization schedule. What most entrepreneurs may not focus on is that although their payments are based on an amortized schedule of 10 to 20 years, traditionally banks spontaneously require that the loan mature and be payable in full at a date much earlier than the extended loan amortization implies. Monthly payments may be calculated on 20 years, but after only a few years, can banks ask for a balloon payment, full repayment of debt? Traditional banks seldom make truly long-term loans with consistent monthly payments for small businesses. I didn't know that. The ongoing success of a small business. Go ahead, Brandon. You gonna say something?
No, I was gonna say they put your car up for collateral. What was that? Right up towards like the top almost.
Oh, you said that?
No,
Wait,
no,
wait.
I'm saying, did it say that? Like you put up your car for
Oh,
collateral, some type of collateral for this loan?
no, not yet.
Okay.
I ain't get that far yet. It says the ongoing success of a small business may be hurt by the loan maturing in 3 or 5 years. Right when things get rolling, this huge debt comes due, and suddenly businesses is erupted and unanticipated stress arrives. Traditional bank loans for small business generally do not carry the extended repayment terms found in fully amortized loans. Even if a bank is willing to renew a loan, there is no assurance of new loan terms. There will be additional origination fees, attorney fees for the renewal, and the costs associated with the time and effort spent in renegotiating and closing the new loan. BCI lending small business loans are long term and fully amortized. Rising. Your business repays its loans on a contractual schedule for the life of the loan with no early due dates for the balance. Monthly payments for the full term of the loan means no surprises, less cash flow strains, and no distractions in business. In other words, if BCI lending makes your business a loan for 20 years, then just like a home mortgage, you simply make monthly payments and the loan remains in place for the full 20 years. All right, let's see. Small loan program. All right. So BCI lending makes loans up to 10 million. Sometimes a business needs a small loan. That's why more than half of the loan BCI lending approves and originates are 250,000 or less. Such a loan are most frequently sought by small businesses with sales and revenues less than 750,000 and fewer than 15 employees. Generally, these businesses have been in operation for less than 4 years. If you are interested in finding the startup budget for your small business, read the best views about small loan companies. This information will help you choose the most affordable online lender. Best reviews about small loan. Okay. A small BCI loan can help your business replenish capital, didn't scale back expenses quickly enough to accommodate for the recession. BCI lending can access your collateral. There you go, Brenda. Revenue streams and personal network for a global approach to lending that will fix cash flow problems. Number two, more flexible borrowing terms. Extend loan life on equipment and real estate with fully amortized loans. Eliminate unpredictable balloon payments with greater repayment terms. Read the amortizing loan entry under helpful articles. Let's get started. We need 4 pieces of information. Please provide loan amount and purpose, current personal financial statement, credit authorization, most recent personal tax return.
Now, with the purpose, is there like a statement or just like a sentence that you have to? I'm guessing.
Personal financial statement. Usually
Yeah.
they have a form and they'll have you fill it out. And basically you putting how much cash you have on hand, your assets, do you have any loans, that kind of thing. And do you owe anybody?
Gotcha.
Yeah, and so basically what you were is usually what it is. I'm gonna take another one. Hold on. Did I keep the South Carolina up? Let me see. Now, I don't well, I don't know if this bank is one, but I know we have on the Treasury website, and how did I get to that information? We have 3 banks. I don't know if it's a CDFI Institute, that is lending money. Carolina Community Bank. Let me check this one. Mm. Mm-mm. This bank right here. This bank. Well, let me go here first, real quick. This one is on the it's on the list for lending from the U.S. Treasury as well. And I was told this one in South Carolina was giving out loans as well. They were giving out, they were supporting businesses. Let's see what it says. Business Insider. After George Floyd murder, Wall Street promised billions of dollars to help bank Black Americans. 2 years later, here's where the money went and how it's being used. Well, let's find out. Wait, what's next for Black-owned businesses after 20 million of outside investments? This is a 2022 article. See what's going on. I'll come back there. I'm being nosy because I want to know. This is an insider. So all that funding, I think. See, like all banks, substantial yes banks. Oh, don't give me the runaround. Just give me the information. Let's see. So this year, South Carolina lender with 350 million in assets was there to meet Jamie Dimon, the CEO of JP Morgan. The meeting was no parent of equals JP Morgan, a global financial giant. Its multiplies larger with some 4 trillion in assets through March. So they gave all this money to these different people, to these different banks.
Hold on, scroll back up a little bit. It says something about George Floyd.
Yeah.
It says $30 billion.
Yeah. They basically they see after his murder, that a lot of the banks and a lot of corporations they had pledged to put a lot of money into the Black community. And I think that's where a lot of money coming from. So I was trying to find out how to get it. He said in weeks and months following George Floyd's death in May the 2022, Damon and the CEO of America's largest banks, most notably Bank of America and Citi, made a promise to the nation to the tune of about 32 billion. Their pledge was supposed to make the U.S. economy more equitable for Black Americans. 2 years later, insiders spoke with several banks that are Black-owned or serve Black customers. They described the investment as game-changing. Let's see. CEOs of 5 banks primarily serve Black communities says they were able to acquire customers at fast rates, lend to more Black owners and Black-owned small businesses, entrepreneurs, service more mortgages for Black families. So here you go, boom, 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 boom. But ain't what I'm looking for. I'm looking for how to get some of it now. Boom. Let me go back up. What you gonna say, Brandon?
No, I was gonna say that's how they get you. Get you off your trail.
Huh?
That's how they get you off the trail. Them ads.
What you about to say?
No, I was gonna say that's how they get you. They get you off the trail because of the ads.
Oh yeah. I know, all in the middle. Okay. So we don't want to see that. Here we go. Borrow personal loans and personal and business lending and home loans. So person business lending. Okay. So you got lines of credit, real estate, industrial, SBA, and equipment. So only no personal loan. Where's the business stuff at? Okay, they're gonna make this hard. They're gonna make me have to go down there. Bridge the gap. Eligible uses on bills, weddings, vacations, debt. Cause I don't want to use that for that. But someone told me that this bank was giving out money. The website is horrible. They ain't giving up a lot of information, that's for sure. I'm gonna go on I'm about to go see about them tomorrow though. I'm gonna find out, Brandon. I got a couple friends that could use some support.
You gonna make some goals?
No, I'm gonna go up there.
Oh snap! All about action.
I like to go see people.
There you go.
You know, I don't want you to tell me nothing crazy over the phone. I don't know what you're talking about. I need to hear what you're talking about. But see, what I was told, I don't see any of that on this website. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why you got to go see them, because they be hiding the information.
Yeah, you have to talk to the actual, well, I guess branch manager or whoever.
Mm-hmm. What's next for SC Black-owned bank after 20 million in outside investments? I guess after they lend their money, the interest that people were paying back supposed to kind of sustain it, right? I would think.
Right.
I'm showing where they've been supporting it, but they offering loans. Yeah, see, this is what I heard. That they were offering loans to underserved communities. So I need to go see if they still have some money. Whatnot. Sometimes the language is so, hard to decipher. Like, what are you trying to tell us? Just keep it plain. You ain't gotta be using all those crazy words.
Well, that's how to get people confused. That's a
Yeah.
strategy that they use.
So you gotta take your time and read it a little bit by little bit. It's crazy. So we know they have some money. So now it's just a matter of going and figure out what works for you. All these little different little areas. They only got three in Columbia. The rest is in other locations. I'm gonna go check them out. Let me see. It's the only one I didn't look at. I'm gonna go find out. My friend, she has a home health care business. She could use some help. That particular home health care, they on a fixed, it's a fixed reimbursable. But if the reimbursable don't keep up with inflation, they end up they end up breaking even, not even breaking even.
Right.
You barely getting by. Like barely getting by. So this thing don't even have a website. That's how you know when they be hiding money. They still even want to take. They even want to let you get on their website, boy. That's crazy. It's okay. Oh, so that's what. Okay, so that one wasn't so great, but these institutions, this is what we need to find. Oh, that's what that was finding, right? Offices in Columbia. When that's what I just looked at. Yep, that was that PDF.
Yeah, could you use
Hmm?
what was the other website that you was looking at? Like different banks all over, like for me in Chicago. What was that?
That was the Treasury.
Okay.
That was I think that was this one. The CD, I think that was the actual let's see, I'm gonna look up. I think I got that from here. I got that from the US Treasury. Cause that's how, let me see. That's how I got to this link. Cause I put it in just South Carolina. Cause you would want to look at the CDFIs in Illinois, you know. Oh, there it is. South Carolina Community Loan Fund. Community Loan Fund. Investing in your community. And I don't like when they try to put it all for like infrastructure type stuff. Like you don't know nobody else have a darn company. Look at this. Since 2004, they've given out 389 loans, sold in 75 million. That's a lot of money. Jobs, generation build, housing units, community facilities, create jobs or retain small business development project, food outlets. Let's see. Oh, wow. They did Claflin a $30 million student center. God dang. Okay. Okay. Orangeburg entrepreneur snags $30,000 grant award to develop a business. Let me see what that award, where they get that from. I be trying to look for these different opportunities, you know, trying to get back on my little grind. Let's see what they awarded this person. Oh, come on, don't make me subscribe. Is this New York Times? They don't never want me to get on that page. Oh Lord. I had Clyburn at my event.
You said what
I
happened?
thought he looked older than what he is. Clyburn.
Well, he looks older.
On TV, on camera. But he don't look that old in person. Ooh, they won't let me get my article. Knuckleheads. I'm just rambling. Trying to find some opportunities. I was trying to see what this entrepreneur right here, what grant was that to develop a business. Sometimes I go and I look to see where people get money from, to see if it's still available, you know. Just see what they got going on. Like this right here, a program to award $20K for plan to feed the towns. That ain't enough money.
$20,000 not to feed nobody. Let's see. So I guess this is one. But yeah, I'm gonna send it to one of these people. It's just a matter of which one. So she could get a little capital. Oh, this is the locator. Let's see. Maybe put in the zip code and they'll tell you which one is that. Opportunity Finance Network. Okay, yeah, let's see what they do. Organization. Oh. I'm trying to move this page down so that I can, oh man. Let's see. I guess this is different type of programs that you can actually go into. Organization type. I'm gonna do nonprofit. Area serve. I'm gonna do, let's see, lending type. Let's see, what do we want to do? Community service. I'm probably gonna say housing. Yeah, I would have to say community service. I should have did other. Let's see. Boop, boop, boop. Let's see what we come up with. Not a thing. Let's do any. Let's do any. Shoot, I got nothing going on in the nonprofit world. Let's see, bank and filter. Whoop. So we don't got nothing going on. Go to filter.
You're not giving out any type of money.
Yeah, well, let's see who is. New York, California, Georgia. And they even get a point of contact in some of them. Let's see, ain't got none. Let's see. Narrow this search out. So we can go from here. I'm gonna just put in just the area. Let's see, give me something. Oh, that's San Jose, California. They ain't gonna show me that. They ain't got nothing to do with Carolina. Oh, Beaufort. Here we go. Beaufort Black Chamber of Commerce. Okay, Larry Holman. Who else on here? Charleston Clam Fund. Greenfield Community Works, Carolina. It's mixed in. Midland Housing Trust Fund. Yeah, they always like to wean you out. I used to be in the Housing Trust Fund. I need to see if they can help some folks. I don't know about Charleston, Carolina Community Loan Fund. That's for Charleston. Let me go back down to this Midlands housing folk, because we need some help. And these people call me, they like, my floor has fallen in. I'm like, ma'am, I ain't got no money. What kind of loan? What are they doing? Housing develop. Oh, that's for housing develop. Oh, rehabilitation. Yep, that's what we doing. Maybe we get that. Preserve affordable housing. 80% of the area median income. 23 counties. Okay. Midlands Housing Trust Fund provides a gap for financing low income housing tax credit. Tax credit, huh? Better come out here and fix some of these houses. I don't need no credit. We need some money. Oh man. I was thinking, let's see. Let me go back to where we previously were. That this is almost over, so we don't need to look at that. Let's see. Let's see this $40 billion community benefit. This is for community benefits plan with BMO Harris Bank. All right. So what about this one? When is this one going to come open? Okay, National Community Reinvestment Coalition and BMO Harris Bank today announced a community benefits plan that outlines a more than 40 billion commitment to local communities in the United States, with over 16 billion of the plan committed targeted for state. Oh, that's California. Oh, that's 16 billion committed to just California. The plan outlines commitments to local communities across the BMO's expanded footprint in the United States after the approval and closing of its proposed acquisition of Bank of West, announced December 20th, 2021. The acquisition remains subject to regulatory approval and other customary closing conditions. So where's the rest of the money gonna go? So this is just for California. So, well, what you say? This one's look like it's just California. So we know a lot of the funding, real estate. You were talking about that market earlier.
Yeah.
Booming or lacking?
I mean, I think it's gonna be lacking. I mean, the people buying houses has actually slowed down.
It should. And the values, some of the prices need to go down so I could buy one.
Right. Because it's still too high to buy a house nowadays, especially out here.
Shit, here too.
Yeah.
And we in the country.
Well, I mean, don't you get land with that? Like you get more land than you do here in Chicago, though, don't you?
Well, I suspect so. But still, my little house I got right now, little three bedroom, 2.5 bath, right? But it's small. It ain't but about 1,500 square feet. And I paid it like 122, and it's worth 255 right now. But it's but if you go and search for a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath little house, 300 and something thousand. I'm like, hell no. I have to stay where I'm at.
Shoot, what? 300? You said 325,000?
Like, let's look it up. Houses, huh?
I was gonna say, find you some land to build you a house.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Like, man, I'm like, y'all done lost your mind. I can't do it. And then look, even if you looked at foreclosed houses, watch, even the foreclosed houses are expensive. You would expect them to be cheap. Well, at least not some of this too. That's just a little 2-bedroom. Look, or the foreclosed value, 135,000. And if you look at some of these little old places, they probably not look like nothing. Nobody look at that.
Right.
Uh, this Marquise Lane right here. This oh no, this 5 bedrooms. I was thinking multi duplex.
Mm-hmm.
And this is foreclosed. Look at it. 217,000. Look like it might be in my neighborhood. Let me see. Oh, hang on, you gotta subscribe. Y'all about to say, but that's foreclosed. But somebody was talking to me, it's like, I just go get a foreclosed home. I say, shoot, what it's gonna look like?
All right.
And how
Yeah,
much you
well,
think you about to pay? Oh, we can pay because they was trying to get their friend to sell a home, and they're like, we could spend. I said, shit, this ain't the 80s and the 90s. This is not the 80s and the 90s, honey. Houses are not that cheap. Yeah. Oh, watch. Watch this. Look at it. This little bit of house. 2 bedroom, 2 bath. This is across the track for me. 198,000. 2 bedrooms?
yeah, so damn man.
Stop. Exactly. Now this was a little bigger than mine. But you see the prices, huh?
Yeah.
Look at that. This is somewhere near me. 220. It went down though. This was 300 and something. Yeah, it went down. The value went down a little bit. Because when I was looking at this the other day, I was like, heck no. These numbers for these 3 bedrooms were in the it was over 300,000. Like 350 something, 360.
No.
And so it actually has gone down because I look at least once a week. Because the ones I was seeing, it didn't even have a garage because I was looking for a 1 level. But I see some of these just got put on here. Yeah, it's going back down because these 4 bedrooms like this was in the 400,000s, whatnot. And this one, this 4 bedroom is 375. Yeah, you definitely right. It's going down because I was just this is what I was expecting, a 4 bedroom to be in the 300,000s, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Or even 2. To be honest with you.
Right.
Yeah, because this is a low 300,000s. So it's starting to go back down. I need to get a 1 level. Now this one must be over there off Lake Murray.
Is it all brick too?
Mm-hmm. This must be off of Lake Murray. Look at that.
$500,000 for a house.
Exactly. You know, and some of this, look how small this house is. This is smaller than my house. And you want 255. This is how much my house is worth right now. Where is this at? Because it's close to me somewhere, but it's on a hill. Look at that. I want to live on a hill. Go slide down.
You gonna slide down the hill.
Yeah. That's crazy though. You know. Let's see. I don't even know those zip codes. But the point is that, you know, it is going down a little bit. So might have a little favor out there somewhere.
Yeah. Right,
'Cause I,
right now. It's just best to sit on your cash. You got it.
mm-hmm. Yep. If you got a little something somehow.
Yeah.
Not
Sit on it, save it. Or put it somewhere and let it make more money, bro.
wherever that area is in life.
Right. I was gonna ask you,
Yeah.
what was that website that you showed us a while back with the houses? Um, yeah, it was like a temporary, like a blueprint or like your dream house.
Oh yeah.
What was that?
I love that. And I still have my floor plan. Mm-hmm. Let me see. I don't remember, so I have to do it like this to see if I find it. Let's see. Floor plans. This might be it. Yeah, because he was able to pick out the different let's see. What's this? It? Oh, I'll be able to tell you. I don't even remember. Let's see if I did something like this. And I was able to no, it was a different one because you were able to pick up the different style. That's how I learned the different type of homes.
Right.
Let me see. House plans. Let's try this one. Damn, what was the name of that? Because it was like traditional law. Let
Right.
me see. We'll find it. By the different designers. It was like it was made a little different. Oh, what's the name of that website? Let me see if I bookmark it. Man, you would ask him about that. I was thinking about that site. Oh my
You said you
God.
was thinking about it.
Yeah, because I was remember I said like at least once a month I come look at floor plans.
Yeah.
And then when I think I'm about to get some money, I come look at it. Different floor plans. I can't remember. And I know I remember that it was like a list going down. And then this ain't it, obviously. What did I put in that day to make that search? What did I put in? What did I put in? Oh man. I'm gonna look at my I don't think it was a black background. Cause you get the different, yeah. So the different styles look like this. Well, that's the levels. Yeah. Well, this is one site you could possibly do it because it has the breakdown. The other
Mhm.
site had more, but this is a little breakdown. This one is advanced house plans. But let's see. Oh, here we go. Housing with floor plans and dimensions. But we need the website. Maybe that's what it was. Floor plans and dimensions. Because I know when you clicked on it, it gave you the floor plan. Was this it?
Mhm.
And you could see the house, you can see how it's built,
Yeah.
and it tell you possibly how much you would pay per month.
Right.
Um, hold on. I'm gonna look at my phone and see. Is this it? This might be it right here. Oh, no, it wasn't made like this. That was so much fun to do and learn. Let's see. What did I search that day?
I mean, like, don't worry about it. If it comes up,
No,
it comes
because I
up.
want to know. Look, I want to know too now. You got me want to know. Ooh, house floor plans. You got me curious. I ain't got nothing to do, Brandon. I know you should be surprised I'm up this late.
Right, I am. I'm like, oh shit, she's still up. All right, use it. I don't know. Download the plan today. What was I doing and why was I looking? Oh yeah, because at that point I think I was like, I'm gonna get me a one level, and then when I Hold
started,
on, was that it or no?
was it it? Do
I
you
think that
remember?
was it.
Let me scroll down.
Cause I remember looking like this. Yeah, it came in a PDF
Remember,
form.
but remember, um, you was able to click. Now these are all the different styles, architectural styles,
Mhm.
but it wasn't in this format though. But this is it though, and I think I had selected a traditional, but I was able to select two different design, two type of design. This was cool too though. I like this style though. Like it separates the house,
Yeah.
whatnot, and the way it's made. Some of these houses are huge. Let's see if it's where it if it puts if it gives you what we're looking for. Because I remember we were looking, you could see how the whole house is made. Oh, it's sure is close. Because the one I had, you could do all this stuff. But it would only give you like 3 pictures though. This one gives you a lot more. It's nice. Mm, they can come design for me too.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Picture me trying to get out that tub. And they give the floor plan. Oh, the floor plan on the bottom. I like this site.
Yeah, I
Much
think it
more.
was this one.
It's very similar to it. Maybe they redesigned it. But this is how it because I remember looking, I was like, oh, I like the foyer. I
Mhm.
like is this the house I picked out? The one I picked out, it had the bedroom right here. But right here, though, it had the closet was over here. But it had like a foyer between the bedroom and the bathroom. And then it had a study. And I think somebody said, do you have to have a study?
Yeah, I think that was me. I think
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, yeah. And
well,
this
there's a
ain't that
foyer
bad.
right there.
Yeah, that's the foyer. But remember the one I picked out, it had a study right here.
Oh,
And then they
okay.
had the 2 bedrooms. This is almost close, but not quite. This one got 3 bedrooms, look like. No, 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom, 2 bed. There's only 2 bedrooms. Oh yeah, no, this ain't gonna work. Oh, okay, bedroom 3. Yeah, I would like something like this. This is close to almost the blueprint I had, except for the garage was over here on the right. Now what is this for? Oh, this must be like it says a bonus up. So it's like over the garage, like a frog, maybe.
Yeah.
This is the closet bathroom. The laundry room way over here. So they got it. If there's no laundry room over here, I would not like the fact they have to come all the way over here for the laundry room. Unless you're passing right here to get in the laundry room. I would want all access to the master side of the house. No access. I mean, the garage have to be on the other side. Or something or so. This is a traditional style. Brandon got me looking at houses again. Uh-oh. Let's see. I don't know. You made like a different style house. Look at this one. Yes,
I like that one right there.
Which one? Go back.
Yeah.
Which one?
That one right there to the right, all the way to the right, middle one.
This one? This one?
Yeah.
That's a lot of house. You got some kids?
Nope.
You don't be on that house then.
No, you're right. You're right.
All that is room for somebody to come over there and move in. It's gorgeous though. It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
I don't know who's gonna clean it, but it's gorgeous. That would be like a hobby. Ooh, look how it illuminated night. Huh, neat. Look at that pool. I'm coming to your house, Brandon. It's gorgeous.
You come in whenever you want.
Brandon, it's a whole check, buddy.
Oh yeah, I know. That house is at least what, mil two
Uh-uh.
to build that thing.
It don't cost that much. Not if it's only.
That's real marble, yeah.
Man, that's gorgeous. Mm-hmm. I don't like that floor.
Yeah, I don't like the floor. I don't like how the stairs are right there neither.
You don't like those stairs?
Nah.
Those stairs are tall.
I really don't like stairs.
That living room space looks small. What do you do with a couch? Kitchen. Ooh, I like that bathroom. A his and her shower? What? What is that? 3 shower heads?
Do you like his and her showers? Like, do you like his and her sinks and stuff?
I like his and her sinks. I don't think it's necessary to have his and her shower. But I guess that could be kind of cool. I like to shower by myself. I don't need nobody standing next to me showering. Look at the tub. I don't know if I could get in and out of it though.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah.
I thought it was a sink.
No, look, the sink to the right. Look at the mirrors.
Oh, hell no. Why the damn tub so close to the sink though?
I don't know. I don't like that.
That's weird.
Obviously, they don't use it. Let's look at this one since it's so close to that style of what you were looking at. Let me see. Let's look at this one. Ooh, I don't know who's gonna clean it. You have to hire a maid. Oh, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Ooh, it's gorgeous though. Golly. It's definitely gorgeous. Okay. 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 Lots of windows, huh? I don't like that painting. Look at that tub, Brandon. Look like a bowl of cereal.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Let go. Oh man. Let's see. Ooh, I would like that. I would like that ceiling. Oh, that's kind of cool right there. How they got that. I would sit on the back, especially in the summertime. No, I need two-car garage because Monica not parking out. Yes, two cars. Not parking
Yeah.
outside the garage at all. Got a pool. That's what's driving the cost. That pool probably. That's pretty cool. I like it. Maybe I need to get me a house like that in my next lifetime.
What's that?
I like the other. I like the other house pool.
Oh yeah.
Look, jacuzzi. I'm definitely with that. Man, that water bill would be out of control. I'm
I
not
love
doing
how I love when black people be like, man, nobody pay for that damn light bill. Look at all the lights. They come from the light.
Look at this floor plan. Look at the garage is way over there. Then the porch, breakfast. Okay, so that's like a little eating area. And then there's the family room. Okay, see, I like how all this is set aside way over here. That means you on this side of the house. That means don't come on this side.
Right.
I'm cool with that. But then I would be on this all the way on this side of the house all the time, and I would never come over here for what? The kitchen, dining room, way over here though. Wait, where are the rooms? Okay, it's more than one level.
It's 2 floors, right?
Second, yeah. I'm not interested in that one. Let's go back.
What style is this? Is this
This-
contem-
This is
traditional?
traditional. You want to look at contemporary?
Yeah.
You said it. Let's see. Contemporary.
Oh hell no.
That's contemporary. Yeah, I don't see a little bit nothing like this.
I like that one right there.
Which one?
Go up one. Yeah, that one right there in the middle. That one, yep.
This one?
Yeah.
Let me see. Let's see what you're thinking about on your mind right here. Let's see. It's not that big. Not too bad. This is interesting. This is an interesting look. I'm interested to see what the inside looks like. Oh, come on. No way. You got to show us the inside.
What?
Let's see what the floor plans look like. Wow. Man, I would like to see the inside of that. That's gorgeous. 4 bedrooms. Look at that damn master suite and how it plays off that 3-car garage. Master bed. Nope, you don't like it.
Nah, it's too close to the garage. I don't know
The
why.
master bed. See, you like me.
Yeah.
Put the garage on the other side. We don't need you coming in.
Right.
That's the only thing. Like, it's an interesting design. That's for sure. It's an interesting design.
Yeah, basically take the master suite, like you said, right behind was that bedroom 2 or 3.
Yeah, put it over here. But it looks very compact too. Yeah. Let's see what else. Let's see what coming over here in this piece. Contemporary. Oh, what's up with this little block style though? I'm gonna look at one of them. Let me see. I don't want to see what it look like. These little blocks, they be looking like there's nothing, and then when you look inside, it's a lot.
Right.
Let's see. We're looking at. Well, in this case, it's small. Mm, yeah, super small. Yeah, I'll go at the station. All these houses got this little. So that's the new thing now when they make
Yeah,
the
man.
houses.
Damn cereal bowl.
it went over. It went over my head. That's a new thing. Let's see. You go buy a house. You look about buying a house.
Nah, if anything, I'm gonna try to save up and do what Marquise is doing.
Oh, that's nice.
I'm gonna try at least.
Mm-hmm. You making them dollars in the
Not
market?
even. Not even. Ain't gonna lie to you. Not even. Like I'm not trading every day though. I should do.
Me either. I scale back because this time of the year, this time of the year I get busy
Mm-hmm.
because it's in the year inspections and audits and stuff. Okay, let's pick another. Oh, now let's do Mediterranean.
Where the hell did they come up with these names though?
I don't know. Somebody just maybe inspired by overseas.
Right.
These houses are huge. These are 4 bedrooms. Did we pick 4 bedroom? I can't afford no 4 bedroom, so we can't look at that. Let's look at something I can afford. How do I change the let's go back. Yeah, I don't like to look at what I can't afford, Brandon. I need to look at stuff I can afford. So then if I get happy about it,
Right.
let's see. I don't know if you could change well, I guess 4 bedrooms it is. I could look at. Go back to my little Mediterranean. I would have thought there was a filter or something you could pick it out, but it's cool. I'm working at. Let's see what all this illumination is going on over here. Ooh, this one's gonna be big. Let's see what it's working with. That top view looks low. Oh, that's cute, like a courtyard style. Mm. And that shows the inside. Everybody got a pool, huh?
Yeah, right.
Mm. And it didn't even look like it had a pool at first. It shows the inside. Oh, they want to show us the inside. Let's see the plans. This is so big, I can't even get it on one page. Let me minimize the thing. Wow, this is a huge floor plan, isn't it? Where's the master bedroom? All the way up at the top. So we know this is 2 different style garage. Master suite all over here. So you got exercise room? Okay, that's my first time seeing something that's it like that. Exercise room.
Okay, so you got the courtyard, you got the porch, you got the foyer. He jumped in the great room. That was a great room.
Yeah, the great. Or you know how they be having that middle section,
Mhm.
just TV and the couch or whatnot, and then they'll have a former room, like another area. But it looked like this one they turned it into a game room. Yeah. Great room is kind of like a family room.
Like a living room.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. That's crazy. And you have an office space. I guess it's a his and her closet. Look to his closet. Look to her closet.
That's messed up. That is messed up. That's true, but that's messed up though.
I know some instances where guys are more, have a lot of stuff too. I mean, I'm over here playing with you on this thing. It's almost 12 o'clock. Not today.
All right.
I need to go to sleep. We'll play with this again. Let me save this. This is
Okay.
fun. All right. You got the link?
Hold on.
DFD house plans.
DFD house. All right. I got it.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll play with this some more. All right, Brandon.
All right, Mo. Thank you.
You're welcome. Good night, y'all. Peace, power, and profit.
All right, everybody.